Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Single Best NVIDIA. That's the name of the podcast today. Single Best Idea. And of course, we're going to do NVIDIA. And some great comments, respectful comments out on YouTube, the live chat, which is really valuable. I can't say enough about the live chat. A big surprise to me. I was like, yeah. But, there it is. We're on YouTube. Search Bloomberg Podcasts. Subscribe to Bloomberg Podcasts. And there's this really active, intelligent live chat. And, somebody said, okay, enough NVIDIA. And I respect the idea, except I got a lot of pros saying this just permeates through everything we do, everything we think of future within investment, bonds, equities, and all. So we're going to do one topic today, NVIDIA, in honor of the impact they've had. I looked very carefully yesterday at the NVIDIA financials or CFO discussion. And the chief financial officer and the temperament, the 10-to-1 stock split, dividend increase and all. And I got to admit, they're not running like a bunch of arrogant, overeducated types that we think we know in the stereotype of technology. It just seems to be like a very serious effort to wrestle with, like that word, Eric? There's a sophisticated word. To wrestle with the future of technology. Someone very attuned to this is from a technology powerhouse. T. Rowe Price of Baltimore invented buy-side technology analysis. Carrying that forward in global asset allocation is Sebastien Page. Here's Sebastien Page on NVIDIA.
I don't think this is any way comparable to the tech bubble. In fact, NVIDIA's price earning is down.
Yeah, I know.
Paul, you talked about how much sales they've created. They've created about $45 billion in net profits in about 2 years. So there's fundamentals behind this AI rally. My colleague Dom Rizzo, he runs a global tech fund. I'm an asset allocator.
Yeah.
I've never been so interested in stocks because they're just so big and they drive asset returns.
Sebastien Page there, and of course, a huge part of the study of assets is, do you look at individual stocks? Do you look at sectors? Do you look at in and out market timing? The basic, iconic idea of 60% stocks, 40% bonds. Any number of ways to go here. You'll hear the word factors. What's the fact? Oh, momentum is a factor. And mostly what I look at, I will do this over the long weekend. I'm going back and I'm reading all of Michael Mauboussin, the giant at Credit Suisse and Legg Mason. And the basic idea here of getting away from CFA-type consensus of 50 years of research to just capital allocation and return on invested capital. And the basic idea of what do you do with the free cash flow? And one of the huge issues here for these tech winners is their CapEx is really measured compared to the free cash flow that's coming in. The insight yesterday on NVIDIA was Gene Munster at Deepwater Asset Management. And he said, look, in purchasing, they're going to say, you got to buy the old chips or you don't get the new chips. I thought that was just a brilliant idea. It's the Osborne effect. I'm the only one that actually owned an Osborne computer. It cost me a fortune, was absolutely useless, but it was cool. It was very cool at the time. Here's Gene Munster on NVIDIA.
They are a mature company. They're going to do over $100 billion in revenue this year. It's going to be approaching the $3 trillion market cap, one of the top 3 companies. And they're acting like it. They do not act like people who are trying to pump up a theme. The results are backing it up. The guidance is backing it up. They beat a high bar by 6%. They guided up July by 5%. And those guidance, and I think this is a sign of a mature management team, they keep exceeding, over the last 4 quarters, they've been exceeding those expectations. And so that discipline around guidance is yet another example, I think, of how they are being mature about this. And they got good reason to be feeling good about things for 2 reasons. One is that they've got products that no one else has, and separately is they're still in the early innings of what is going to be the most breathtaking shift in technology that we've seen in the past 100 years.
Gene Munster, again, I want to review what he said because I just think it's so important. If you have a developing chip line and you think there's a new chip coming, you stop buying the present chip, waiting for the new chip. And basically, Osborne Computer 50 years ago, 45 years ago said, no. You have to keep buying the present chip or you don't get the new chip. And Gene Munster feels very strongly NVIDIA will use that effect with all the different clients to keep the revenue persistency going at NVIDIA. Our persistency will try to get to the weekend. We do that with Apple CarPlay, with Android, and on YouTube. Search Bloomberg Podcasts. Subscribe to Bloomberg Podcast. Bonus, Lisa Mateo out in the live chat of YouTube. This is Single Best Idea.